Hey folks, so Richard here, Serzy Outdoors, and I got the dogs barking. There's some construction going on outside the window. The dogs are barking and they are outside. If they were inside, they would be at my feet because what we're going to do today is deer jerky. So here's the reason why I decided to do this video. I just had surgery on my right kidney to remove a growth that may or may not be cancerous. We're going to find out. That's all been sent out to testing. So I'm on a 6-week recovery, and right now I can lift nothing more than a milk jug. So a milk jug is the extent of the weight I can carry. So I would love to give you canoeing videos, hunting videos right now. I would love nothing more than to be in the woods right now. But it can't happen because in just preparing and cooking a meal, I kind of overdid myself and ended up on a couch in pain. So we're going to take it easy today, and we're going to just make some deer jerky. Now if the dogs get too rambunctious outside with the construction workers, I'll bring them in here and then we'll just deal with the sound of their tippy toes on this vinyl wood plank floor. Let's get to it. So here's the tools that I'm going to use today. It's the Oster jerky gun. What you get is the handle and the cylinder, and I have 3 extraction tubes, extrusion fittings. This one here I need to clean. It's got some spice in it. So I have the round one, and I have the split one, like your jerky you get in the store, and then I have a really uninterrupted long piece here. So I like this one. I use this one, but whenever I use this one, I make like pieces about this big and not a whole strip. This one here, I try to get a full strip all the way down the dehydrating tray. So that's why that's already plugged up there. And this one right here works good, but the family prefers the strips. Let's get a bowl down and get our first recipe going. So this one is a tried and true favorite. Family loves it. It is fantastic. Okay, so for this first batch of our tried and true family favorite is going to be 1 pound of ground deer meat. I did not add anything to it. Nothing at all. So 1 pound ground deer meat. Get that vein out of there. Glad I saw that. Nobody wants to chew on that. I thought we trimmed this up a little better than that. Let me turn on some extra light. So we have 1 pound of ground deer meat that's been sitting in the fridge, ready to go in the bowl. To that, we are going to add some of the Stubb's barbecue with sea salt, paprika, and garlic. This stuff is amazing. It's a barbecue rub by Stubb's, and absolutely love it. It's got the sea salt that's going to act as a preservative. It's going to make it last a little longer unrefrigerated. Paprika, spices, garlic, turmeric, tricalcium, phosphate, and little hickory smoke. This right here is all you need to make some of the best barbecue you will ever have. The ratio I use is 1/3 cup to 1 pound. And like I say, we just made this. So the family enjoys this, and I cannot find that bag that was sitting in the living room. So we'll set this aside. Now that we got our spices inside with our 100% ground deer meat, we're just going to spin that and mix it all together. Get a good mix on that. And once it's thoroughly blended, we're going to set this aside and work on the next batch. That is pretty thoroughly mixed. Now the only fat you see in there is the fat that came off the trimmings. We tried to remove all the silver skin. And that is it. I imagine you could do this with hamburger if you don't have ground deer at your ready. So Stubbs. Let me wash my hands and be right back. Alright. Stubbs barbecue rub. So we're going to let this sit. We're going to let this do its magic. And on to the next one. Okay, so I let the dogs back in. So you're definitely going to hear them. So the Stubbs barbecue rub beef jerky, we set the dehydrator 158 for 4 hours, and that is all I need. You may have to adjust the amount to your taste, and you adjust the time to your cooking conditions, altitude, humidity, whatever it is that you're cooking in, the oven or a tray dehydrator where you have to rotate the trays. You do you on your cooking. All I do is set my trays in. I got a forced airflow machine that's going to spin the air around it. Seldom do I have to rotate the trays. Alright, so let's get another pound of deer meat in the bowl. Let's make some Midwest jerky. Okay, and the dog, I know, I can see you, Holly, your paws at least, I can see you. You're waiting patiently for a piece of meat, and that's probably likely to happen. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. So, for the Midwest, of course, this is my variation of the Midwest jerky. You guys try this out, tell me what you think, adjust it, add to it, take away from it, whatever you want. It's on you. First ingredient, liquid smoke. 2 teaspoons. Get this open, and I'm just pouring everything directly over the bowl. If I spill something, I'd rather have it in the bowl. There's 1 and some. There's 2 and some. All right, liquid smoke. Check. And I need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Let me wipe that liquid smoke off of this. I don't want to be slinging liquid smoke over everything. One and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I'm using Morton coarse kosher salt. And let's get our half a teaspoon correct into the bowl. Teaspoon of garlic powder in the bowl. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and onion powder is the blue brand. So once again, we'll take the sifter off, get our 1 teaspoon of onion powder, as old Justin Wilson would say. I love watching Justin Wilson. I miss that guy. 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. So here's what I got. I got some friends checking in on me, so you're going to hear my phone going off. So all I have is the black peppercorn grinder. So we're going to grind this up. Okay, so I'm going to call this 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Boom. that was a lot of work getting that out of the grinder. I'll tell you that right now. That was a whoo-wee. I don't know why Justin Wilson would say whoo-wee. Alright, so now we're going to do 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And the cayenne pepper is Simply Nature. You can find these anywhere. Spices are sold, I imagine. I see them all over the place. And I like these because they're nice to fit into a uniform like spice cabinet or spice rack if you have one. They're all uniform square bottles. So let's get 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper inside this right here. Now this recipe is something that my oldest son will probably like, just for this right here, the cayenne pepper portion. But we won't tell the family. We'll let them figure it out. My version of the Midwest. So let's get this all mixed in. And this will go in with the Stubbs at 158 for 4 hours. And we will adjust from there. Alright, mix it up. Midwest. I'll wash my hands, I'll be right back. I know I'm about halfway to my limit here as far as what I'm doing. Standing up and turning this meat. We're just going to remember that is Midwest and this is Stubbs. And look what I found. I found my Stubbs barbecue rub jerky. This is the last batch that we made. The whole family just about goes nuts over this. In fact, I already got a fur baby at my feet. Alright, come here. Sit. Ollie, sit. Ollie, sit. Good boy. Here you go. Hi, Ruby. Alright. So now that we got them satisfied, let's get you set back up on my marred up counter. Stubbs barbecue. We're using the double. Where's my tube at? Oh, that cayenne pepper is just back for more, huh? Shoot, go away. Alright, so let's get this gun assembled. What I'm going to do is take the gun, screw it down to the extrusion tip, and we're going to fill towards the tip. If you screw it down to your gun, this gun has a cavity behind it, and this cavity, what will happen, I found, if you screw the tube onto the gun portion and try to push it down, you end up pushing the meat into the cavity. Then you have to extrude it all and then unscrew it and then pull all that meat out of here, put it back in the gun, and then do it again. So let's fill it towards the extrusion tip and not towards the gun. And we're going to do the Stubbs first because that is the least hot. We're just going to drop that into the tube. Make another log. Just like that, and we'll drop that down into the tube as well. So Stubbs is loaded up, and this is just 1 pound of ground deer, no fat, no. Let's orientate this tip to our gun. Okay, it took me 2 trays. Let's see what we'll do on this one here. Trays in frame. Alright, so we're just going to run this down like a caulking gun. and start the extrusion process. And the one side seems to be running a little faster than the other side. That's okay. These are going to be cut up anyway. So we'll just reposition this stuff and run another strip. There we go. Spin this tray around so I can get the other side a little more easier than reaching across the counter. Straighten up. And then there's a spot over there for that little piece. Alright, there's one tray of Stubb's barbecue. And I'm going to put this on the top so that anything drips off, it'll drip down onto the hot stuff. I don't want the hot stuff dripping down onto the regular flavor stuff. And the dehydrator. So we're not going to get full tray out of this, but we'll get what we can get, and that looks like it. Okay, so what do you do with the leftovers inside the gun? First, let's release the gun. Let's unscrew the tip. Get all this out of the gun and out of the tip. So this is the limitations of this gun, is that you're going to have this puck left over. I call it a puck because that's what we call our soft plastics when we have plastics left over. So we're going to get that out. We're going to get this piece out, and I'm going to remove that piece of fat. Boom, boom. I'm going to take the paper plate. We'll set the tray aside because we know what that looks like. I'm going to take my paper plate or my cutting board, but I have different spices on there now. I'm going to shape this. You can use this with a rolling pin. You can use this with, and even if you don't have an extrusion gun, you can just take your meat, put it on some wax paper, and then roll it out into a flat, like cookie dough. So I'm just going to shape it by hand. Let's get our cutting board centered. So I'm just going to shape this by hand until I get the thickness that I'm getting out of the gun. And then we're going to take a knife. I don't want a serrated edge knife. Here, let's just take a pizza roller. And I'm just going to cut this into similar sticks. We'll bring our tray back over. and transfer those onto the cooking tray. And when that's done, nobody will know the difference. Why are you fighting me? Okay, this last one kind of fell apart when I took it apart. And the last piece, why not go right there? Alright. Okay, so what I'm cooking with is a magic mill. Absolutely love it. And these are your controls. Here's the first tray of Stubbs. Here's the second tray of Stubbs. Here's the first tray of Midwest. And here is the second tray of Midwest. I'm going to set that to 4 hours at 158 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to let it run. Okay, so now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to drink some water and take a rest. And in 4 hours, when that's done, we'll get the camera back out and we'll see what happens. Trays. Here's that Stubbs, and here's my attention hound. He knows what I'm after. Ruby knows what I'm after too. All right, Holly, sit, sit. Holly, sit, sit. Good boy. Here, Ruby. Come get it, girl. I saw you sitting. You were sitting. Here you go. Good girl. Alright, so here we go. This is the Midwest jerky, and this is the, just made some more of the Stubbs. So I just put it right back in the same bag. It tastes the same. I've already tried it. So, do you want to try the Stubbs again? Or do you want to try dig right into the Midwest jerky?
Spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah.
1 to 10 on the Midwest. What are your thoughts?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Make
It's not
it
bad, it's just spicy.
okay. Make it again without the pepper. All right. Let's try Mom. This is Stubbs. I just made more of it.
I've already had this one.
So do you want to try it just to get familiar with jerky? Okay. And then this is new recipe called Midwest. Okay.
I'm still chewing this one.
Still chewing this one. Still tastes as good as it did before?
Oh, it has the same.
Just like you buy at the store. Okay. So, now we'll try the Midwest. This one has brown sugar in it. Liquid smoke. Onion powder. I'm trying to think of some other flavors. Right now you're probably tasting the cayenne pepper. What are your thoughts on the Midwest jerky?
It's spicy.
Do you think I should try it again?
It's spicier.
Well, I mean, it's not like burn your mouth, catch your mouth on fire spicy. It's just like, there's flavor there, and there's a little kick, I think. But overall, 1 out of 10, what would you score the Midwest jerky?
It's spicier than what I like.
That's not a score on a 1 to 10. Going for the sweet tea. On a score 1 to 10, what do you score the Midwest jerky?
Am I scoring off things of it, like on like the softness of it, or am I just doing flavor?
Give me the flavor profile, because we already know it's soft and chewy.
The
It's
flavor
got
profile.
1 to 10. 10
Maybe
being
about a 5 for me.
a 5 for you. Ali said 8.
Spicy,
I'm gonna go for a 10 on both of these.
because it's more spicy to me.
So what's your score on the Stubbs? 1 to 10.
10.
Ali got a 10 on the Stubbs.
Yeah, it's probably more like 10, 9, 10.
Got a 9-10 on the Stubbs. And got a 5 and an 8 and a 10 from me on the jerky on the Midwest. So that's it. We made two different recipes, and I'll try to take the video and edit it to include all the ingredient list and all that, and try to put out the best video I can for you guys. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, your encouragement. Ollie's already back for more. What's the matter? Did you eat it all? Slow down. Slow down. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to get better, and we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. I got a new mold for my fishing lures. If you guys are watching those videos, I appreciate that. But I wanted to get those made and get down below the dam before it got too cold, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. There's no way I'm going to fight a striper on the river in my condition. So you guys take care. We will see you next time.